shoko guru randinoda kubudzai Nelson Chamisa wave nebato itsva iri danho rakatorwa mushure meku paonekwa kuti zita reMDC rakange rasvibiswa nemhandu ngonzo rakomichina nakupe nevamwe saka kana mave kuzoenda kunovhota munofanira kucherekedza kwazvo chiso chaChamisa nemasi matatu pamwe neruvara rwemabhanana. Votera Nelson Chamisa, voterai pamasi matatu. Voterai Nelson Chamisa, voterai paruvara rwemabhanana. Voterai Nelson Chamisa, voterai pamasi matatu. Voterai.
Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, our listeners and viewers from wherever you are across the world. We welcome you to yet another exciting edition of Change Radio News Review, where we take a look at the topics that made the headlines in Change Radio News over the past week. My name is Sophia Tekwani. We're delighted to have you around. Just share and like and share with everyone you know, and join us in our discussions on the news, the items that made the news in the past week in and outside of Zimbabwe. I'm not by myself. I'm joined by Mambo Sose and Champion Loveness Kanjiva. Mambo Sose, would you like to greet the viewers? And then Champion Loveness can also greet the viewers.
Sanibonani, Magadi, Muri Zimbabwe. Thank you so much for joining us. We appreciate you every Sunday. As Sophia has said, we are live on Zimai, we are live on Change Radio Facebook page, we are live on Change Radio, the radio itself, and we are also live on Change Radio YouTube. You are welcome. Please do comment right on the comment section and tell us where you are, and do participate in the topics that we are discussing. Make your views known by just writing in the comment section.
Champion Loveness. Okay, I'm sure she can greet the viewers when she gets back. But let's get straight into it. We have a lot of exciting topics lined up for you this evening. We're going to be talking, amongst others, the question that is the CCC a banned organization in Zimbabwe because of the developments that have been going on throughout the week. We're going to be looking at the rallies that happened throughout the day today. We'll be looking at Honourable Job Sikhala's continued persecution and incarceration. We're going to be talking about a lot of topics, so stay tuned, share, and join us in the discussions. Comment and send us what you're thinking, your thoughts, any questions that you might have, send them in your comments and let us interact with you. But before we continue, can we start maybe, Mambo Sose, talking about the question of the day? Is the CCC a banned organization in Zimbabwe?
Yeah, of course not. Of course, CCC is a democratic organization, fully recognized and fully operational, according to the constitution of Zimbabwe. Yeah, you don't have to do anything really if you have a political party. Our constitution doesn't, say you need to be registered. You only need to just notify ZEC that you are a political party, a political organization that will be taking part in any election that would have been declared by ZEC through our constitution. So CCC is not a banned organization. Of course, ZANU-PF and the police would like to treat us as if we are a banned organization. We according to the constitution, you notify the police. You don't have to get approval. You notify the police that you are going to have a rally or a gathering. And we always do that as a party that respects rule of law. We always do that. But the police always turn our requests down, like what they did in Buera, what they did in Mutare, what they did in Chipinge, what they did in other 63 districts that had requested to have their rallies this weekend. And that's unfortunate. I think you have the letters that were written and the letters that the police responded. So it's very unfortunate that the police continue to deny us our right of association and our right to gather and express or support the political party of our choice.
Absolutely, absolutely. Champion Loveness, are you with us now? Champion Loveness? Okay, while we're waiting for her to rejoin, I can understand there's some connection issues because of the electricity situation. I don't know, can we show the letters that were sent to the CCC in the different areas? There we go. From the Zimbabwe Republic Police, actually banning or actually cancelling or nullifying any permission for the CCC to hold rallies. And we saw this across Zimbabwe, in Marondera, Chiwi initially, Mutare, Beitbridge, Checheche, Mutare Road District Councillor, as I mentioned, all over. I think there we've got over 8 letters from different areas in Zimbabwe. This looks very suspicious now, Mamboshoshe, if this comes out and the international community rather is seeing this. What sort of impression does this give to the outsiders that are seeing this happening and all these letters, the official communication from a government body banning?
So, Leo, can you fix what is happening with Sophia? Your picture is moving.
There's something wrong, yeah?
Yeah, you might want to maybe drop and then come back again.
Okay, let me do that.
Oh, yeah, thank you. Yes, as you're seeing the letters there that Sophia was showing us, those were the letters that were written to, notify the police as per our constitution. But unfortunately, those rallies were, turned down. But we, had a number of rallies. I know Champion Kore was in Bikita, and she had a very successful rally. We'll show you some of the videos and pictures from there. And then we also had Honourable Chibaya addressing another successfully well-attended rally in Chivi. There was another rally in Mangwe, and I understand there was another rally in Murewa. There were several gatherings over this weekend that also included the gathering in Gokwe, where one of us, comrade Tino, was being laid to rest in Gokwe. I think we're going to talk about that, but still talking about the rallies, very successful rallies. I don't know, Leo, if you have any videos.
Chamisa Wachamisa ndivo, wachamisa jara, wachamisa ndivo, wachamisa matambudziko, wachamisa ndivo, wachamisa hurumende udziviri, wachamisa ndivo vachamisa mhirizhonga.
Well, you saw those captions of videos that that were showing what was happening across the country, everywhere. Welcome back, Sophia.
Thank you. Is this better? Is this better now?
Yes, we can hear you now, Sophia.
Oh, okay, perfect. Okay, I was getting worried.
Okay.
Okay. So when I left, we were talking about is the CCC a banned organization? I don't know if Champion Loveness had given her thoughts on that.
Yeah, we'd gone on to start playing we talked about the rallies. And we played the videos.
Oh, wonderful. Oh, wonderful. Okay. So we can safely go on to updating our listeners and viewers on the funeral, the late champion Tino Chiremba, who was laid to rest yesterday. I think maybe if we have a video of President Chamisa arriving at that funeral, and then we can talk about a little bit about what happened, and just to bid farewell to the late champion Tino Chiremba. There we go. That was President Nelson Chamisa arriving at the funeral where the late champion Tino Chiremba was laid to rest yesterday. Mambo Sose, just a few words. I know we spoke at length about this last week, but just a few words in departing with the late hero, champion Tino Chiremba.
Yeah, of course. First of all, I want to thank President Chamisa for going to Gokwe and all the members of parliament, the champions that attended the Gokwe rally. The funeral ceremony of our fellow comrade Tino. It was touching, and I think it was very significant to the people in the diaspora that the champion-in-chief took time to go and be with Tino's family in all the way in Gokwe. The roads are very bad there, and he was there, all the time until our brother was laid to rest. That was very, good of the champion-in-chief. It just shows that, he recognizes the efforts of all citizens that are working in this struggle, in this 40th Chimurenga. And I have comments from most people in the diaspora. They were really, touched, and they appreciated what President Chamisa and the other leaders did. And to Tino's family and to our colleagues in Australia who were working with him, and those at the village, because Tino was a member of the village, or part of the village that fundraises for the party. We want to say once again, nematambudziko And may the soul of our brother, may the soul of our dear brother rest in eternal peace and in power. We shall complete this struggle in honor of Tino and many other comrades that have died in this struggle.
Indeed, we shall continue the struggle and reach the finish line as they would have hoped to have done together with us. I think if we can have the video of our communications champion advocate, Fadzai Mahere, speaking a little bit about the late champion Tino Chiremba, and also speaking a little bit about the diasporans and the role of the diasporans in seeing the new great Zimbabwe.
Hello everyone, welcome back to Week in Review. As we lay yet another citizen change champion to rest this week, we are reminded that Zimbabwe's diaspora is the lifeblood for so many Zimbabwean families. As the CCC, we believe that the decision to leave one's country for different opportunities should never be because your country has failed you. That's why, as the CCC, we commit to building a Zimbabwe with opportunities for everyone, a Zimbabwe where business can thrive, a Zimbabwe where education means employment or enterprise, a Zimbabwe where we can create our own future and forge a collective path for development. We also recognize that being in the diaspora is hard enough without the added burden of financing the country you have no say in. That's why a CCC government will make the diaspora vote a reality. In fact, with or without a financial contribution, Zimbabwean citizens, wherever they are, must have the right to participate in the fate of their nation. As our change champion-in-chief, Advocate Chamisa, has said, we will create opportunities for the diaspora to contribute through ideas, through expertise, or
Yes, our change champion, Advocate Fadzai Mahere, just paying tribute to the late Tino Chiremba and also to all the diasporans for their contribution that they give to their nation. And with that, also speaking about the Diaspora Policy launch that will be happening on the 27th of February. And also a bit exciting for all the diasporans all over the world, that policy will be taken all over the world. So wherever there are Zimbabweans, you can expect that national leadership will come and address and also hear your concerns and your questions regarding their role and their expectations for Zimbabwe. There are some pictures there, if we can flight them again, please, technical, of the rallies that were going on all over Zimbabwe, in Chiri, in Bikita, our change champions present, and quite enthusiastic and large crowds going there to be part of the change and making sure that they see change happening in Zimbabwe. So, we thank you, and we say we're still in the fight. Let us continue. This is the final push. Let us continue going to register to vote, making sure that our family, our friends all know and have information about how they can register to vote so that we can make a difference and usher in a new great Zimbabwe where we can pay tribute to all our fallen heroes and where we can give a Zimbabwe that is dignified, a Zimbabwe that is the future for our children and for those to come, that they can inherit a Zimbabwe they can be proud of. Do we have the videos from Change Champion Bruce Moyo and the REAP team, leader champion Takudzo Ngadzore, where they are also going in Bulawayo and in Matabeleland and all over Zimbabwe, actually encouraging and mobilizing youths to register to vote?
Meli abaye bakithi zonke moyo siyabonga ke thina sabo sibela abafundi abakobulawayo eZimbabwe at large silapho ke ukuthi thina si-endorse si-support in active solidarity i-program ke ebuye youth task force because siyakwazi njengabafundi before we are big students we are youth, so silapho nje do an active statement to the program that is being launched today. The program here today is registering to vote. We have to vote in our numbers. After voting in our numbers, we are not electing Emerson Tambuso Belzim Nagako, but we are electing Wadyajena Chamisa. After electing Wadyajena Chamisa, we make sure that we are protected in vote. We are protected in vote. We protect the will of the people. We protect the agenda of.
Wow, there's the energy of the
fellow countrymen bahlabezwe njani silapho kontuthu zathunqa komfazi ushaya indoda labafundi abakobulawayo coming from various institutions. We are students for change. Our idea and our agenda is very clear and simple. Number one is to organize young people to register to vote. Number two, they have to elect a leader who will make sure that he ushers in change and transformation in our country. Number three, we have to make sure that these young people, they protect the vote, they protect the idea and the will of the people. Because remember, us as the students.
Wow, focused, youth, energetic, Mambo Shoshe. Doesn't that make you wish, to go back to your youthful days when you were, involved in activism and, everywhere?
Oh yeah. Then I would go ahoy my comrades ahoy my comrades ahoy. Uri lecture theater izvozvo chiteto vanhu vaitotaura kuti ngatitotsva izvozvi ngatitsve makutonopaza mahwindo ekudining room. Yeah.
Yeah, I remember.
Yeah.
Yeah, I remember we used to read about you guys when we were still young, because you're a little bit older than us, but not too much.
Please don't say that.
Do you mind my hooligans came? I remember Herald begins my hooligans. Mine's my hooligans, ne Herald.
Oh yeah. But my window taipaza. Sometimes you wonder, you think, but I know pass my window, a dining room, it's koro chedu, there are other things that we could have done,
Yeah.
I remember, at Masvingo, those were at Masvingo Teachers College at that time. We destroyed all the windows and all the plates, the dining room plates that were there. We just went and smashed everything.
And the way it was beautiful, I remember that dining hall was so beautiful, and it had a lot of class. It was ahead of its time.
Yeah.
It was ahead of its time. But it's just youth, trying to express themselves and focusing their energies. But now, what these young people today are doing is focusing their energy in the right place and the right energies to register to vote, encouraging others to register to vote, and to vote for a leader who has the future at heart. Champion Loveness, before we lose you again, can we have 1 or 2 words from you? Because Champion Loveness is actually coming in. She's actually working. This is her dedication to the struggle. Champion Loveness is involved in busing people from South Africa to go and register to vote in Zimbabwe, and involved in a lot of Change Radio and CCC activities. So we do appreciate your efforts and your dedication and your passion. But I know Murukubasa, but before you're stolen again, please just give us 1 or 2 words. You're mute, Champion Loveness.
Okay, thank you very much, Leader Sophie, and greetings to you all. I'm so sorry I came in late and ndikungotisa zveshuwa. Ndirikufara zvisingaiti this energy and ndiri kuona youth ekubulawayo. I just wish today all my youths aita that kind of energy, because my youths, we are the backbone of the country, we are the backbone of the party. So this is next Friday we are going to Bedbridge again. So ndikukurudzira all the youth in South Africa kuti vatibate tironge tose, not my youth chete, even makuru tose ngatifambe all roads to Bedbridge register to vote. When 10 comes, we go and vote. Everyone, we must fight for change. Please, my youth, all the youths vose vari kuteera this program, nokumbira musimuke, fight for change, fight for your future, fight for your children. Thank you.
Absolutely right. You heard it for yourself. There's another drive again, another blitz which is not led by ZEC, but which is led by the passionate members of society, the citizens who want to see change in South Africa, who are taking and taking the role in getting citizens to go and register to vote across the border in Zimbabwe. We're going to put the contact details of who they can contact in the comments, so that if you need to have any questions or you want to find out more information, you can contact that number and you can be directed of where you meet or what you need to take, so that you can register to vote. The message is loud and clear. Next week, Saturday, everyone get together, go register vote in Zimbabwe. Thank you so much, Champion Loveness. Right, speaking on the same, next Saturday.
This Friday, we leave on Friday. We get to Bedford on Saturday, people register. Then come back on that same Saturday, Sunday, we'll be back in SA. Then Monday,
Okay.
people go back to work.
Easy and very clean. Very easy. Thank you so much. But on the same issue of elections, it's not about
people when my papers chat. Even it's not about when my papers chat. I know a lot of people they don't have passports, so we are accommodating everyone, even with no passports. We have a plan. We know how we are doing it. They can contact me. We can arrange how we can do it. Even with no passports, they can go and register.
Okay, great. Okay, so there we go. Information. We'll put the number in the comments so that you can call and find out. Everyone, even those who don't have passports, please join and go with the others and register to vote. As you heard Champion Loveness saying, they have a plan of how you will travel and how you will go register to vote. And by Sunday, you'll be back so that on Monday, you're ready to go back to work. That sounds like a plan. Look out for the numbers in the comments where you can contact and find out how this program is going to proceed. Mambo Shoshe, President Chamisa also calling this week in the news for ZEC to release the delimitation report.
Yes, that is what is supposed to be done. That's the normal procedure. You know, you come up with a document. People point out at the weaknesses of that document. They call for corrections, and the corrections are made. Isn't it normal? Isn't it logical that you go back to the people and say, this is the document that we have corrected? Can you check whether everything has been taken care of? That's what a transparent organization would do. But Chigumba, arrogant as she is always, she said she corrected what she wanted to correct, and she stated that she did not correct what didn't merit being corrected. So up to now, people are in the dark. That document, or the so-called corrected document, has now been handed over to Emmerson Mnangagwa, and Emmerson Mnangagwa said he is going to look at it, but according to the constitution, what ZEC did is final. It's supposed to be final. But the way Emmerson Mnangagwa received it, it was like he was still going to have a look at it and make further corrections, and we also saw the confusion within the ZANU-PF camp, Chiremba and other, speakers in ZANU-PF saying the draft document has been taken to the, so-called president. It's not a draft. Once it leaves ZEC in that form, according to our constitution, it's the final document. It's no longer a draft, and it should not be tampered with. It can no longer be corrected again. It will be unconstitutional for the Mnangagwa faction, because we know that they want to sneak in some things in that final draft or in that document, and that's unacceptable. And that's the basis of President Chamisa's call that that document need to be, given to the public, given to even the parliament. The parliament itself doesn't even know, what they corrected, if everything was taken into consideration or if everything was corrected. Citizens also put in their submissions. CCC as a party also put in its submissions, for the final document. But nobody knows. We are all in the dark What is going on at the State House? What is Mnangagwa doing with that document? We don't know.
So a blatant breaking of the law here, where some circles and academics are actually saying, you know what, this actually calls, if they proceed with it, this could be a reason or an act that can lead to the impeachment of the president. The way they are breaking the constitution and the way they are breaking the law so blatantly. So let's wait to see what happens, but we cannot trust the process. We cannot trust ZEC, and we definitely cannot trust ED and this illegitimate government. We definitely cannot. And a lot of, corners, a lot of voices coming out and saying, this is not right. This is not right, and definitely it's not right. I don't know as well. Do we have any comments from our viewers so that we can just interact with them before we go to the next topic?
Yeah, are we going to talk about registration, or we are done? Is there something?
Yes, we need to talk about registration, voter registration.
Okay.
We need to talk about voter registration. Baba Kurt Courtney saying Triple C. Hello, Baba Courtney. Nice to have you with us. Sly Moitiemang saying, why do they ban the Triple C and the journalists say nothing? I think the journalists have been actually crying foul about this. This is how, the information has been coming out and being spread. So a lot more needs to be done, yes, but a number of journalists actually doing their job and stepping up and exposing this. Muzibabu saying, so what action must Triple C do after all this ban? Because Mnangagwa goes around telling the world that Zimbabweans are free.
Yeah, before you read that, let me correct something here. I know the headline might have been a little misleading, just to get people to come, because it's not a ban on Triple C. It's a ban on the rallies that we were supposed to have this weekend. And in a way, the headline was saying Zanupf and the police are treating Triple C as a banned organization.
Exactly.
So I don't know, Leo, if you can still correct that so that we not,
Then Pauline McKay saying, once Warimarichiti, Chamisa is weak. Really? Tibireapo. Teachman Kanyoka saying, Gapinde Akemkomana, Gapinde Teachman. Maybe one more comment. General M. Munemo saying, we were expecting you guys to give us a full video of our President Chamisa addressing mourners at Champion Tino's funeral. Yes, that will be coming. Look out in our programs that are coming on Change Radio. It will be flighted during the course of the week a number of times. So look out for that on our programs on Change Radio. Always Chinjunju saying, Pamkomana Ipapo, Shua Pamkomana Ipapo. Thank you so much for interacting with us. Continue to interact with us. Continue to send your comments. We'll be reading, and we will be trying as hard as we can where you have questions to answer. Just one more from Anotila Manyonga saying, Zvichioma zvichirwadza ipapo pamkomana makatano shura materu. Let us be strong as citizens. Great Zimbabwe is around the corner. Donzwa Zimbabwe. Ngonidzache Choko saying, no more Triple C kubwera munhu wese ave aiwa ka hatidaroka. That is not true. Aiwa tinyazoziva kuti aiwa. Patience Mafunga actually asking, which Guera are you talking about? All the people around Triple C, because they know Zanupf yaora. Yes, Patience Mafunga. Pamborara rere ipapo. Let's continue with our program. Going on to voter registration, Bambososhe, you wanted to say a few words on registration, as we were talking about the youth registering to vote, and President Chamisa also coming in with the delimitation report to do a lot with voter registration as well.
Yeah, it's a little bit sad that the numbers are not looking good in terms of registration. And we need to do more as citizens to ensure that people are registered. If you look at the statistics we have here, it's showing that only 58% have registered in Bulawayo. Bulawayo is 480.
Sorry, Mambosose. Maybe our technical department can flag yes while you're yes. Thank you. Thank you.
Yes. So as you can see, the 58% have only registered to vote, and Bulawayo is 469,760 registered voters. I mean, people that are eligible to vote. That's the voter population. And to date, only 270,914. At least almost 200,000 people still need to register in Bulawayo. So there's work to be done there. We need to do more. And Harare is a voter population of 1.5 million. And out of that 1.5 million, only 65% have registered to vote. Yeah, this is not good. These are our areas. These are areas where we should be harvesting all the votes, everything. We should be, getting everything, and we should really focus on these low-hanging fruits and make sure that everyone in these big cities is registered. But as it stands, only 952,000 people, 520 have registered to vote, which leaves a total number of almost 600,000. Over 500,000 people are still to register in Harare. That's very sad. So it's not good. Masvingo is only 66%. Well done, good job to Manicaland. They have 70%. And a lot of people don't know this. Manicaland is one of our biggest provinces. It is almost the highest number of registered voters. If you take some of the constituencies in Bulawayo, the rest of Bulawayo, Mat South, Mat North, all those, they fall way short of Manicaland. Manicaland is it's a game changer. So we need more people to register in Manicaland. We still have a deficit of 200,000 in Manicaland. Mat North, 69%. March Central, well done. It's 70%. But we have to be very careful with March Central because it's very tricky. There are Zanupf supporters there. Of course, not as many as our supporters. They end up cheating. They end up rigging for them to get the numbers. But we need more people to register. In March South, where we only have 60%, and March East, Kwedugo 72%. Mugona Chief Warushanda. We have the highest number of registered voters throughout the country, and Midlands is only 70%. So really, there is a lot of work to be done. There is a voter blitz that is coming, voter registration blitz that will be coming. This is the last one, and after this, things are really going to slow down. We know that ZANU-PF is going to cause ZEC to close some of the registration centers so that it becomes difficult for people to register. So let us prepare for the voter blitz that is coming. I always say that citizens in the diaspora, you can make the work of CCC easy. You can make the work of political parties easy in terms of registration. If you talk to your people, if you talk to your folks in Zimbabwe, you talk to them every day. You send them money every now and again. Before you send them money, humbly and kindly ask them, are you registered to vote? You know what, my uncle, I'm not going to send this money until you show me a voter slip. Okay, I don't have money, Mzuguru. You send them $5. Make sure you make $5 available to them so that they get in a bus, when the growth point, when they want to register to voter. Then after that, what you are to mira Marie Christmas, what you are to mira Marie Manuel Koro, because everyone has to register to vote. If the people in the diaspora, if 5 million Zimbabweans that are in the diaspora, if we all take up this responsibility of talking to our members, talking to our relatives, our friends, using our community groups, using our family groups to communicate this message. I'm telling you, we'll see these percentages changing. We still have time. We have 5 months for us to, change and put all these percentages in the 80% or 90% range.
Definitely, that is so true. But like what you quite rightly say, that we don't have time. Time is not on our side. So the earlier people go and register to vote, the better. Just to remind you as well of the numbers that you can phone for free, so that you can get more information about where you can go and register to vote and what you need to take. The number is 08080219. If that can be flighted for our viewers to see and to take note of, that would be great. The number again is
even to play that short song for the registration. We should always be playing it.
Yeah. Maybe I think towards the end that voter registration song and messages will be played. There are the numbers on the screen: 08080219, or you can dial *265# from your Econet or Net1 line and just follow the instructions, and you will know your way on where you can go and register to vote. Right, moving on. Think tanks actually saying that Zimbabwe's human rights violations are making it difficult for a commonwealth readmission. I think there's a video, it's quite long, but maybe if you can play just a minute or two of that, so that our viewers can see, and then we can talk about that. Where we had Mr. Raftopoulos actually saying, talking about this, and they were speaking in a conversation with Hopo Chingono and Paul Mangwana of Zanupf. And Paul Mangwana actually ran away from this discussion. He left without saying anything in protest. So, this is what we know. This is what we expect from ZRP. When they are caught in their lies, or when they are caught, they cannot explain or justify their lies. They are quick to walk out and run out. If that video can be played, and then we can talk about that briefly. If it's nearby, okay. While it's being prepared, Mabosho, so maybe we can talk a little bit about Wadyajena being removed from remand. And the magistrate court saying that he has no case to answer. And in the same vein, this week, Henrietta Rushwaya also not being found guilty of gold that we saw she was trying to smuggle. Everyone saw that. And the court finds her not guilty. What went through your mind when you saw that, when you were hearing that?
I was enraged, I was enraged because this is versus what is going on with Honourable Job Sikhala, who did not commit any crime. Wadyajena stole $5 million that belongs to the people. Can you imagine what $5 million can do? $5 million can buy, as many cancer, treating machines as possible. It can buy drugs. It can do a lot of stuff. If you put it into perspective, that's when you become angry, with Zanupf, that they're letting go a person who stole $5 million. And why would a decent and professional police force court system fail to have evidence of $5 million of theft? I mean, we've heard that before. $15 billion disappeared, and nobody, was put in jail. Nobody could even explain how those billions of dollars just disappeared. Now it seems it's just a trend. $5 million disappears. $5 million is stolen. Someone is thrown in jail, and the following day he is released. Catch and release. We are used to that. It's enraging. It just shows the people, the citizens of Zimbabwe, that this is the government that you are even considering giving another 5 years. It's 5 more years of catch and release, 5 more years of this rampant corruption, 5 more years of having people that do not deserve to be in jail, being jailed, like Honourable Job Sikhala, 5 more years of people that deserve to be in jail but are being let go scot-free when they've stolen your money. Imagine what you can do with $5 million. even as on a personal level, imagine what you can do with $5 million. He just got it, and now he's out.
I'm just imagining how many school fees, how many school uniforms it can buy for children in Zimbabwe with $5 million. And then you see pictures of children who are going to school in uniforms that have no buttons, in shoes that are open, crossing rivers in the cold. And just imagining how many pairs of shoes and how many uniforms, school uniforms they can buy for children. But this is really, really, really unfair. And as you rightfully say, another 5 years of this looting, this corruption, Zimbabwe inosara pasina chainayo if we allow these people to continue illegitimately ruling us and stealing our elections. We cannot afford to have another 5 more years of this stealing. We cannot afford to have 5 more years of this corruption, this looting, this judiciary capture. We cannot afford to have that anymore. Definitely we cannot. I don't know, our admin in the background, there's a video that is going around of young school children who are encouraging citizens to vote for Chamisa. If we can have that close by, just before we go, if we can see, I don't know if you managed to get the video of the commonwealth readmission issue, but whichever one we can get. Can you play that again, please? Mazvinzwa kamambo shoshe hanzi vote for Chamisa nevana vadiki. Okay, I think he's on another line as well. He's in another meeting. But we've got even our small children, our young children, knowing, you know, what is good for them and what is good for their future, and actually shouting and screaming out from the top of their voices that vote for Chamisa, and indeed vote for Chamisa. While we're waiting for the next video, I don't know if we have the images from IMA, the Environmental Management Authority, that is now fining citizens and companies for using generators without licenses. But I mean, you know, this is quite confusing because there is no electricity in the country and people have had to find alternative ways to power their businesses and power their homes. And IMA actually saying that, you know, they can be fined, a company fined $100,000 for using a generator without a license from IMA. Are those images around so that we can show our viewers and just talk a little bit about that? Okay, if they are not around, I think maybe Mambo, we can ask you just to put in your comment. We're talking about the Environmental Management Authority actually fining citizens and organizations for using generators without licenses from EMA. And the company was recently fined $100,000 for using a generator without a license from the Environmental Management Authority. What do you think about this? There's no electricity in the country. A few weeks ago, there was only electricity for up to maybe 3 hours a day, and people have had to come up with alternative methods and means to power their businesses and their homes. And then you're told that you must register for a license and pay a license fee to get a license to use your generators.
It's nonsensical. I mean, it's the usual nonsense that we are getting used to in Zimbabwe. You know, government departments ripping off citizens who are already ripped off. You know, citizens that are already lying on the ground. You know, other departments will come and kick them because it's not our fault that we don't have electricity in the country. It's Zanupf's fault. It's the government's fault. And now someone, you know, has gone an extra mile and sacrificed and bought a generator, and now you're being fined, you know, 100,000 RTGS for, you know, using a generator without a license. How many generators are there in Harare right now? Each and every household has a generator, and you can imagine, you know, what methods of enforcement do they have or this is just going to be done simply because you have seen Sophia, whom you do not like, or so and so who belongs to CCC, and you target them for that. Because everyone is a generator. There are generators everywhere in Zimbabwe, and we shouldn't be using generators anyway. You know, they are going to end up finding people for, you know, having Baura Muzimba Dzavo, you know, or, you know, you're being told, unofana in a license for you to use this Mbaura. That's where we are going. This is crazy. You know, when I saw that, did you show it? Because people might think that we are just, you know, propagandering, you know. This is...
It's true. We just need to show that the actual fine and the letter from Emma on the letterhead. If we can have those two images, that would be great. Then the viewers can see, and they can also comment what they think about that. There we go. That is the penalty, and it says circumstance including the commission of the offense. Did illegally operate an air polluting appliance, a generator, without a license, and they were fined $100,000, and prescribed the offense in terms of Section 64 of EMA Act, Chapter 20 of 27. So there we go. What do we then say about everyone? This might, and there's actually the letter kana uri kushandisa generator usina license from EMA, uchasangana ne-EG or unosungwa. EMA fines company $100,000 for using a generator without license. So this is true, guys. You know, and this is the reason why we're saying we need to register to vote and to vote for a focused government, a government that has the interests of the people at heart. Not just a government that wakes up a government department. There's no order, there's no direction from anywhere. There's no center of authority. Everyone does manjake, whatever they want. A government department wakes up and says, people must have licenses from EMA. Another one wake up and say, people must have licenses. Actually, there was talk about ZBC licensing people for their laptops and their phones, because they're saying they've got the capability to receive television networks, so, and radio networks. So people with phones and laptops at home must also get TV and radio licenses. Can you imagine every single Zimbabwean has a phone, so every single Zimbabwean must buy a ZBC license? This is the disorder we're talking about, that we've had enough of it, enough. It's time to vote for a government that is focused, that has the people's interest at heart, and that doesn't wake up and just everyone is just doing whatever they think of doing. As it is right now, Mambo Shosho was talking about people must register to vote, and people must do it quickly, because there are talks of you know, possibly introducing COVID-19 restrictions so that they limit the movement of people, so that they can actually close the voter registration earlier than what it should be. So really, guys, you know, we really need to take advantage of this little time that we have to register to vote. And when the time comes, vote for a responsible government that will take care of the interests of its citizens, so that we don't have these manjake waking up in the morning that you need an EMA license for a generator at your house. You need a radio license for a phone that you have in your pocket. It's ridiculous, it's nonsensical, and it must stop. And it stops by us voting in Advocate Nelson Chamisa and the CCC in the upcoming elections. Mambo Sose, you have something to say before we close? We just talk about the ZimSec 4 O-level results that were recently announced, and then a little bit about the Turkey earthquake. But would you like to say something before we move in about the Wadyajena and the EMA saga?
No, I'm done with Wadyajena. I mean, I think the people of Zimbabwe, you know, people are stealing from us. They are stealing money that belongs to us, that belongs to the country, that belongs to the people, money that should be, you know, used to develop the country's infrastructure. It's falling in the hands of a few individuals. You know, that should just make your choice very easily, you know, who to vote for between President Chamisa and Emmerson Mnangagwa. And the recent survey that was done by you know, a very reputable organization, SABI organization, you know, based in the United Kingdom, that says 53% of the people in Zimbabwe, if an election was held tomorrow, would vote for President Chamisa, and only 40% would vote for Emmerson Mnangagwa. That should also help you. That should also give you, some form of happiness that, it's not only the people on the ground, the people that we see on the rallies, the people that we see getting crazy about President Chamisa whenever they see him. Even the numbers are speaking, on behalf of President Chamisa, that he's the preferred candidate in Zimbabwe. So please, let's spread the message. I'll continue to talk to the people in the diaspora. Educate the people, educate your folks, educate your friends and relatives, so that they make the right decision. They go and register to vote, and then when they get in the ballot box, they vote for someone who is going to change their lives forever, and that's President Chamisa.
Absolutely, absolutely. Right, but as we come to a close, just a little bit on the O-level results. I don't know, are there the results of the 18 schools that got 0 pass rates in Binga? And this is just not that's one in area only, but ZIMSEC getting a record low pass rates for O-level students. The pass mark going to under 25%, so just a quarter of the students that sat for their O-level results, O-level examinations last year, getting 5 or more O-level passes. This speaks to the government, the illegitimate government that we have, that does not care about the education or about anyone else except lining their own pockets. Remember, they were saying last year that there will be free education for all, and when we get to 2023, it's a lie that has been spun over the years, over and over again. Children are still not given books. There are no teachers. Teachers are not fairly remunerated, so they cannot teach properly. And they're actually skipping the country and changing professions. So children are left with no teachers. There's no infrastructure in schools to actually ensure that children receive an above normal or just a normal education for them to just get that basic 5 subject passes at O-level. So ZIMSEC actually, one of the organizations that is dragging the education sector, down the drain in Zimbabwe. Mambo Sosha, you're a professional, you're an educationist. I'm sure this really hurts you.
Yeah, I'm now a retired teacher. And as a retired teacher, it really, hurts me. And I've never seen those kind of results ever. In my 15 years of teaching, in Zimbabwe, in Botswana, in South Africa, here in America, I've never seen such results. How is that even possible? In a country like Zimbabwe, which is, over 60-70% literacy rate, maybe it's just happening now, because in our time, we never saw that. People would, there will be a decent pass rate, every time. Of course, you can't continue to get good pass rates. Zimbabwe can't continue to be the best in terms of education when the teachers are getting paid peanuts. When you pay teachers peanuts, they deliver peanuts. That's exactly what we are seeing now. And the infrastructure, as we're saying, we don't have classrooms. There are people that are learning under the trees as we are speaking. Schools, that school that Freeman Chari was trying to help renovate in Matabeleland and was stopped by ZANUPF. There are many of such schools. It's not just one school. It's not an isolated case. There are so many schools that don't have the right infrastructure that create a conducive environment for children to learn. And the children themselves, most of them are missing half this learning time because they're chased away because they have not paid school fees. How much is the school fees, especially in primary schools? It's $10. They're being chased away because they can't afford. That just speaks to the difficult conditions that we have in Zimbabwe, that a parent will fail to pay $10 to pay for their for the school fees of their children. I pay for over 50 children because it's just $10. So and we shouldn't be doing that. Those children, you expect them to pass, they can't pass because the environment is just not right. The books are not there. They have to buy books on their own. Most of them can't buy the books. You end up having a child writing in one book, maths, English, social studies, in one book, no matter, it just doesn't work like that. You can't have a country like that. But we can stop it. As Zimbabweans, we can stop this. This is something that is within our control. Let's register to vote. Let's vote en masse, and let's defend that vote. And it's done. After July, we'll be celebrating. That's as simple as it is. Don't make it too complicated. Don't try to think about things that you don't have control over. I know people will be talking about ZEC. People are talking about electoral reform. The party has done, what it can in terms of pushing for electoral reforms. But we are dealing with an animal here. We are dealing with a despotic regime that doesn't listen to the concerns of the people. And if people try to protest their democratic right, they're arrested, they're killed, So the best that we can do right now, our best chances are for us to make sure that all those numbers that we are seeing, you cannot blame anyone for people not registering. Of course, ZEC has a part to play, but this is something that is within our control. We can take our people to go and register to vote. Take responsibility of your relatives. Make sure your relatives, go and register to vote. And make sure your relatives go and vote on the day of voting. That's something that is within our control. Let's not cry about everything.
There you go, Zimbabwe. You heard that for yourselves. I will not add anything or take away anything from that. I'll leave you with those words from Mambo Soshe on the importance of registering to vote and actually voting for a focused government that has your interest at heart. But for today, I think maybe we've exhausted our topics and we've discussed some of the main headlines that made the news on Change Radio this past week. And just for me, and I think what's left for me is just to thank you for having spent time with us this evening and for your comments and interactions and your questions. And we do value your listenership and your listenership, your viewership. But from myself, Sophia Tekwani, Mambo Soshe, who was with us, Champion Loveness Kanjiva, Kotora, and Champion Leo, we just want to say thank you. Stay tuned to Change Radio. There are a lot more exciting programs coming up. And we'll see you same time, same place next week. Good night.